versus an Ari. And if we look at the OPG to start, we'll see a few things that little telltale. So this Ori win rate is pretty good. It's like 60% over 100 games. So this is like consistent. Um, and that's really important to note because it's not like, 20 games. So it's like, wow, I have a 100% win rate. It's like, well, you're playing 20 games, so it doesn't really mean that much. But instead it's 100 games. So this number becomes really significant now. So this means that he's doing something right. And a telltale sign of an Orianna main or a good Orianna player is a higher KDA, because all of the good Orianna players have high KDAs over the source of games because of the long range and safeness and everything like that. If we look at the other champions that he tends to play, we'll see that he plays a little bit too much of stuff. So like, see, there's like 9 games, 9 games, 9 games, 9 games, 13 games, 13 games, 14 games, 14 games. Like right here, how many games is that? So that's like 15, 15. Say this is 45. This is about 60. This is, almost 70 games played of champions that aren't in his top 3. That's a lot of games played that are not in your top 3. And if we extend it beyond junglers, okay, we have Graves, or beyond mid laners, we have Graves, and I don't know if you played Quinn jungle, but who's your second most played jungler? Vi, okay. So these two need to be higher up, and then these guys shouldn't exist. These two can be played. These 3 can be played. Because all of them, in theory, could be played. But it's like, see, these ones already have higher win rates. You should be playing them. If you're off-roll, you're pretty much only playing 1 to 2 champions in that off-roll. And even in your secondary role. Because that's just how you have the highest probability of climbing, is if you just keep playing the same thing. Because you get better at it. So, I'm going to go ahead and look at the builds. The build is varying. You got Void Staff before Death Cap. Or sorry, you got Death Cap before Void Staff, and it's probably not the best option. I don't know. I have to look at the items and exact timings, but Void Staff is probably better there. Rylai's is pretty bad overall. Okay, you're still varying items, which is important. Okay, so you're consistently getting Rabadons before Void Staff, and Void Staff actually gives you more damage than Rabadons does, so you should probably be building that instead. You're varying Summoners, which is good. And your CS is overall good. Let me keep looking. You should be having about 7 to 8 CS per game. So you have that frequently. Just try to get it like every game if you can. But the CS is pretty good overall. You're getting between 6 and probably 8 on average. But it's a little just more varying. So if I average it, it's probably like 6.8 or something. Your trinkets, it should pretty much always be blue on a mid laner in solo queue. And if we look at your control wards, looks like you're getting 2 to 3 ish. You're getting 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. Okay, so that's good. Just try to consistently get 3 control wards at least in solo queue. Sometimes on the first base I'll buy 3 control wards just to have them. Because if it's extra gold in the inventory, it doesn't really help you at all. Do you have any questions about this OPGG stuff, or can we go into the VOD?
We can go on to the VOD. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and write out the team comps really quick. We have the blue team. Go in game to see if you're blue or red. You're blue. So we have the blue team of Jax, Amumu, Orianna, Vayne, Janna. And then their team is Riven, Lee, Ari, Zaya, and Sona. So if you look at this, what does this team comp mean to you? These team comps.
It looks like let's see here. our front line looks kind of strong compared to theirs, I think,
Mm-hmm.
because Lee Sin isn't really that tanky, and he usually goes warrior almost all game, so he'll be kind of squishy early, and his mid game is really squishy as well, from my experience. And Riven also just built straight up damage, so that won't be a strong front line. So their comp almost looks like better for picking off rather than team fighting, I think, because I think in a team fight, our team will win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. And the core aspects of looking at a team comp come down to lane, mid game, late game, and then two other ones of 131 and team fight, or I guess there's a third as well, and that is pick and disengage. And then we can obviously engage off that, and the list can go like on further, but these are some of the most important ones. And in the game, you need to look at this. You just need to look at all these and say, how do we win? Because identifying your win condition is really, really important. So in laning phase, which team do you think is stronger, or rather, go lane by lane, because that's really important to do.
Um, okay, so top lane is Jax versus Riven. I think that one is a skill matchup because with E, Jax should win, but Riven can just straight up dodge it with all her dashes. But Jax can also counter it with his Q, so I think it's a skill matchup.
It's Riven
And
favored in lane.
is it okay?
Yeah. Then after that, come late game, Jax has priority.
Okay. And the jungle, I think Lee Sin has priority early game, but late game Mumu has the priority.
I'm not even
And
sure if I would say Amu has priority over Lee Sin, but I think it's easier to be more useful as Amu than Lee Sin is.
okay, I feel
Um,
like Lee Sin falls off very hard.
his
Like he
damage
becomes just
does,
a
his
walk-in
utility
kick,
does not.
late game. Yeah, it's like he's like a walking ultimate late game.
Yeah,
He doesn't do anything other than the kick.
definitely.
And the mid lane, in my experience, I feel like it's Ari priority because she can straight up dodge all my Qs and ultimates and all that.
So the way the mid lane matchup works is actually you win pre six, and it's like 55-45 Ari after six.
Okay.
So it kind of splits in lane. So like I guess I'll rate them both, Ori and Ari, just depending on what time. And then bottom lane, who wins?
Let's see. It's Wayne Jana versus Zaya and Zona. I think it's Zaya Sona because
Yeah.
Wayne's laning phase is really bad.
So their bottom wins. And if you look at the team comps, you'll see they win early game, right?
Yeah,
And I had you explain it and talk about it, but literally this took me 3 seconds to notice they win early game, and you'll be able to develop that skill once you look at team comps more and see okay who should be winning the early game. But this is really important because you see they have priority in laning phase, right?
yeah,
Um, and this is really 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 important because this changes how you play the game because that means your team should just play more safe because they have a higher impact jungler. Their lanes tend to win. So if you guys just get stomped out, you guys lose the game. However,
yeah,
if you guys don't die and you guys scale through, you'll see that actually Jax outscales Riven, Vayne scales similarly to Zaya, Orianna scales harder than Ari does, Janna, I would argue, scales similarly to Sona depending on how they build, and then Amumu scales similarly to Lee Sin. So you guys have priority in the late game and even in mid game team fights, definitely. So it's just really important to notice because you need to say, hey, what is our win condition? How do we play to it? Do I need to solo kill Ari 6 times in lane to win games? No. You can just scale. You can sit down, relax a little bit, and just wait. But, if we look at their team comp and it's like Vigar, Vayne, or no, let's do something like stupid obvious. Their team comp is like Vi- Nasus, Master Yi, Vigar, Kog'Maw, and like Lulu, right?
all right.
If you
That's fucking disgusting.
if you're looking at that team comp, you better be saying, I need to solo kill my laner like 600 times and then roam and then go kill their bottom lane 600 times as well. Because I'm looking at that
Yeah,
and it's like, wow, they are going to outscale us 100% of the time. And you see just how your mentality changes depending on what's going, like what will happen in the game.
yeah,
Okay. And the other important things to look at are the 1-3-1 team fight. These are the biggest two. So if we look at a 1-3-1, who wins the 1-3-1? I would say you guys do. Um, it will probably be them if they actually enact a 1-3-1 because you would have to do really weird allocations because your splitters would be Vayne and Jax versus Riven and Ari. And I would argue that if you matched it like this, you could outplay. Where then you three with the boxes are in mid lane against these three with the boxes. But see, this is some like advanced allocations and blah blah blah. So I would say you guys could do a 1-3-1, but you guys want to do a team fight because they have a chance to win in a 1-3-1, where you guys have a larger chance of winning in a team fight. So with all that in mind, your goal should be sit back, try not to give pressure, and then team fight. Because if you guys do
right.
that, you guys should win. Um,
Okay.
does all that make sense as to like
Yeah,
why I said all that and all that?
100% logical.
Sure. Glad. So that's what you should just do, like during champ select, like when you're loading the game, you should just think about that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Because if you're against a Lee Sin, you're going to play the lane differently than if you're against Master Yi, say. Um, just because of priority and blah blah blah. So we went through all that. You took cleanse. Great choice of summoner spell against Ari. I hope you do know that it can cleanse the ignite, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But what does this mean now? So you took cleanse. You actively took cleanse, and you need to know that you took cleanse. That means that you are really strong defensively, but you're not as strong offensively as she is.
Yeah.
So it's just something to consider, right? Because if you take ignite, okay, then you can pressure her more. I'm not saying that you should take ignite. I'm just saying um, that you should just keep that in mind and recognize it for that same reason as I just said with the junglers. You know, you push differently, you manage the wave differently, you trade differently depending on junglers. Yeah, Sean. Cleanses ignites damage, not the grievous wounds though. Okay, so I'm gonna actually mute this, and we'll skip to laning phase. I assume no shenanigans go down.
Nope. No cheese, I think.
Okay. So how do you want to manage this wave?
Um, I don't want to be pushing early because I would get fucked by Lee Sin. So I think I should um just freeze it at my tower, right outside of it.
So if you could pick a line, which line would you be at? There's the purple, or we'll call that pink line. There's the yellow line, and there's the blue line.
Um, the pink one.
The pink one. Okay.
Yeah.
I would agree that you should be in this area, or rather, this is where the wave should be. Um, because assuming you're playing to where the jungler will be, so if he starts bottom side, he'll be around top side at like 3 minutes. Um, that means if he's gonna be top side at 3 minutes, you need to be on this side at 3 minutes, and then you're literally impossible to be ganked. It's like you cannot be ganked. Um, so as long as you're playing like that, this lane's really, really good for you because you're not pushing in, you're not giving her a chance to charm flash you, you don't have a chance to get ganked. You will win trades because Ari's not a champion without her ultimate. So as long as you just play the way that you just told me, this laning phase should go well, assuming you're CSing properly and, you know, harassing when you can and not eating free poke. So you had the right idea. We'll see what you do though. I'm not saying you won't do it. I'm just, you know, bringing it up. Okay, cool. Good harass. You didn't take any creep aggro for it. Free auto. Okay. So I'm looking at this creep. Um, both of these. She has
Yeah.
two options. She can auto attack or she can Q through it like this. But you know she's going to go for this.
Exactly.
Um, So you should be looking here for a Q like this to then force her to not get these creeps and trade her and hopefully dodge her Q. Or you should be here instead. Because if you're here, then you can try to auto trade her and you'll be out of the leash range of these minions. But if you try to be right here and then Q auto attack, you're going to take free minion damage. So just small positioning things. Oh, go
Can
ahead.
I ask something?
Yeah, of course.
How much does the caster's damage per second?
About 12 damage per second.
Okay.
So you see they have 3, so it'll be about 36.
Yeah.
So now you can see why, like, if you go for an extended trade here, this is going to be 36 damage per second. That is literally an Ari auto attack.
Yeah.
So just be cautious with that one. One thing that you didn't do during the early stages of lane is every time she autos, you should be autoing as well.
Okay.
Because you see, she has your melees killed and 3 casters, while you have a low health caster. So this means that she could actually get a reset in if she like QWs this and blows her mana, and then it'll be pushing out away from you, and that's actually counterproductive to what you said you wanted to do.
Right.
So in the early game, at least, you need to match autos and then concede some autos. But like you just conceded all autos, like even when she wasn't pressuring you, and if you match your autos, she won't be able to have the wave like this where you can't trade or you can't do anything. You're getting your Qs off. That's good. You're using your range indicators very well. Not necessary, but you're definitely doing them, which is fine. Okay. I need to rewind a few seconds to show you. Okay, so when you have your ball like this, there's some interesting things you can do. And your Q's on cooldown, and I don't know if you do this or not, but your range is roughly this. And if your ball's here, you can just Q through them like this to hit them. I know your Q's on cooldown. It's just an Orianna trick that a lot of people don't know about. So just because they're here, right? Let's imagine this is actually outside of your range. So I'm going to redraw Orianna's range. Let's say you're here, and then your range is like this for your ball controlling, and your ball's like here. When Ari's walking like this, real quick. Oh, never mind. Okay, he's done. You can just Q through the target like this, even though the ball doesn't land where they are, which is right here.
Okay.
Does that make sense? That's just like a really kind of
Like,
cheesy.
is that because she's gonna walk over? Is that like a prediction where she's gonna walk or?
Yeah, cause she's like walking towards you.
Okay.
But like let's say she's like here, on the smaller circle. Like she'll walk that way. You can. Just the point is that you can Q through targets. You don't have to Q on them.
Okay.
Small Orianna trick. I don't know if you knew about it or not, so that's why I said it. So I think you've eaten 3 free Qs, which is why you're so much lower than she is.
I took some cannon damage earlier.
Okay, so Lee Sin's topside. You know that information now for a fact at 3:30. So with that information, what does that mean?
That means that I should be playing on the bot side,
Yeah.
like off the lane.
Yeah, so you should be here. You didn't mouse over here to see what he had, or right now, so you should be checking what he has, what buffs he has. And then checking the duration on them. So just mouse over and click on him, because then you'll see it up here.
I can't hear you anymore. I think you're muted.
Hello?
No, can you hear me?
Hello? Oh, he's right.
I think it's wait, let me rejoin the Discord. Can you try talking? Uh, like your Discord, like the character of the Discord thing doesn't turn green. Okay, now
Hello?
try
Okay,
speaking
there
now.
we go.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Cool.
Okay, so can you repeat what you said?
Yeah, yeah. So when you see your jungler dies,
Yeah.
you should be trying to get information on their jungler. So seeing what buffs they have, etc. Um, it's really important because then you can know exactly what they did 100% of the time. So at this
Okay.
point, you should be hitting tab, and you should be looking at the CS number. You should be checking the jungler's buff, so check jungle, and then see the duration on buff. He should have both buffs refreshed, because he just killed your jungler, and it looks like both your camps are down. But you can tell what path he went. So he probably went blue, Gromp, red, jungle. Probably.
Yeah.
So even if he goes wolves, it doesn't matter, versus Gromp, because it's the same effect. Because now we know that he's topside because he goes top to kill a turret. So what's his next logical move? He can either base, or he can go back topside, or he can gank mid. Those are his three options now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So with this in mind, let's assume he bases. Where does he go after he bases?
He goes to his let's see where are his camps up. If he just went top, he would have Krugs and the Raptors up. So we could
Yeah.
probably go to the Raptors.
So if he bases, he'll probably go topside.
Yeah.
If he's topside right now and he does not base, he'll probably go topside again. Or he could gank mid. So to negate this third option, you position over here, like anywhere on that half. And then you kind of force his hand into one of these two. So see how you can like kind of control what the jungler does by your positioning, even though like not really, but you can influence it.
Yeah.
And this is very valuable information because if he goes topside, that means after that he's gonna go bot side. So you should be looking to either one, get a ward here to prevent yourself from being ganked, or two, get a ward here, slightly later to prevent yourself from being ganked later.
All right.
So that's just like some basic jungle tracking right there. Um, that's really helpful information to know. Oh, he just dove your top laner. Okay, so like right there, you should be hovering over the jungler to see how much health he has. Can he gank you? Can he dive you? Etc. Because now you're like low. And since he's topside, position towards the bottom half, even if you're under turret. So you're down a potion, but you both have no mana. And if you both have no mana, whoever has more creeps wins, basically.
All right.
You're happy basing after this wave. So I'm going to assume you base with your gold value. I think it's fine to push out this wave. She just might get a free roam now, so you have to pay attention to that. You pretty much have like the perfect amount of gold to base on, by the way.
Yes, I can get like a lost chapter, potions, and control ward.
Yeah, you can do pretty much. You have like a ton of options. Because you could have gotten a refillable potion, or doing what you did. Or sorry, not doing what you did by getting two regular potions and a control ward.
Yeah.
Those are your two options. There we go. Thanks, support. Okay, so it is 6 minutes and you haven't dropped a ward yet. Um, so that can definitely help.
Just over these two bushes, or because I wouldn't have time roaming
Yeah,
somewhere else.
yeah. So if you're, I'll go on Riftkit really quick to explain. Um, the ward tier list is basically this ward and this ward. Those two, actually, I'll draw it in pink. Um, actually, I'll just draw it. You want to get, ideally, this ward and this ward.
Okay.
Those are your best possible wards to get. And those are control wards. Your best yellow wards are here, here, here. Those are your best ones. The next tier
Okay.
are here and here. And then the last tier, I'll draw in orange, is this and this. So you pretty much go for whatever vision that you can get. Because I'll
What
draw.
about
Oh, go ahead.
you know the ward just north of the red buff?
Yeah,
South, no, our red buff. You know, the south red buff,
yeah.
just north of it. Not in the bush,
Um,
but like north. Yeah, right
there.
there. Yeah.
The blue ward does everything that ward does, but better, usually.
Okay, because when I'm like against the hacker, I'm usually ward over there because hacker is usually like to like E behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually where I ward when I play against him.
So I'm gonna draw the ranges of all the wards and why each one is good. So this ward covers that.
Yeah.
This blue ward covers this, and I have to mimic it on the other side. This yellow ward covers all of this. This one covers like this. This one will cover in here. Um, did I miss any? Okay, then the word that you just mentioned. And these ones. Okay. So, if you look at the effective ward range of each of those, um,
Yeah.
if you see this area, what does that mean? And by that one, I mean that ward. Sorry.
I can see if I'm getting ganked. If
Yeah.
I'm about to get ganked.
So you see all of topside, right?
Yeah.
Except for, I'll draw it in black. This black, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this means that if you see the yellow, you effectively see the blue
Yeah. Because I would see him before he
before he
was
gets to
there.
the blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see how on this side, the bottom side, if you see the blue, you effectively see the ward that you were placing.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why that blue ward tends to be better. Now that ward is good if your bottom lane has like lost their turret and has no control over this bush. But if they have control over that bush or like this, then the blue ward is just objectively better.
Mm. Makes
Um,
sense.
and then the same thing for top side, right? If if your top laner has like this pinked or a board here, the yellow ward is objectively just better than the blue ward because
Okay.
you'll see him quicker.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, if this turret's down or they have never had control here, like they're pushed in the entire game, okay, well then now you should be warding the blue one because you don't have any control over topside, and like their jungler could realistically like go like this, try to gank your top laner, or try to dive your top laner, and then say, oh, never mind, this isn't gonna work, and then come like this. And if you have the yellow warded, you're not gonna see it, but if you have the blue warded, you will.
Okay.
So just some basic vision stuff. But it is 6 minutes and you haven't placed a ward. So common ward timers are Um, 3 minutes, and this is covering at this time, so you should have it warded before 3 minutes. And then 6 minutes and 8 minutes. These are pretty much critical points of when a jungler would gank. So see, you already missed this first window, and if you had a ward here, it might have saved your top laner, because he probably went like this and like this after doing bottom, and then like this. That's probably what he did.
Okay.
So if you
But
had that covered, he might not have died to that, but you didn't have it covered.
okay.
Okay.
But
So
but why is 6 and 8 a critical time toward?
because by this point they've usually based and they've restarted their jungle route.
Oh,
Um, so like we said with this path, he probably will then go topside, and it's gonna take him 30 seconds to get here, and then now he's probably gonna clear raptors, and that'll take some more time, and then look, now you're perfect gank spot at 6 minutes, because this is about when they'll clear. Or instead of ganking, let's say they go down here and they clear this, then they clear this, and then they clear this, and then it's about 8 minutes now. So now you're another gank target.
yeah.
These times are just when junglers tend to gank, and obviously like this changes if you're against like Evelyn, right? Or let's say you're against Twitch. You know for a fact Evelyn will gank mid or whatever side near where she starts. So whatever is bottom side, Evelyn will either gank bottom or she will gank mid. Like almost 100% of the time. So you see how that like changes depending on certain niche junglers, but like overall the timers are 3 minutes, 6 minutes, and 8 minutes.
All right.
So we'll see if you ward for the next one, because you've missed 2 windows already. You should pretty much look at it as, if I have 2 wards, I'm not warding enough, because you're not regenerating another ward. Oh, okay, well you just warded now, but um, that ward doesn't really do anything. Sean, you should change your behavior a little bit if you notice somebody coming, and play properly to the pressure. Um, don't like AFK. Oh, did she just AFK?
Yeah. Free kill,
um,
man. You
yeah,
have to take every
dude, I would take
opportunity.
it too. Don't worry.
Yeah. I think she was looking like somewhere else on the map or some
Mm,
shit because she
mm,
moved right after.
Yeah, maybe. And then yeah, if you're against like Evelyn or Twitch, you should be warding their camps. So like warding raptors is really good against Evelyn because they tend to use it for sustain. Um, and that's the only way you'll be able to catch them, is by checking their camp, like warding their camps. So does Jax just troll for the rest of this game, or
No, he's getting like zoned out from it. He's getting like Riven is freezing and zoning him, so he's just trying to roam and be useful, not be a fucking piece of trash.
is he your duo, or
No, I'm not. No, it was just a random.
so how do you know that?
I was checked to CS and I saw like the wave was
Okay,
like
yeah.
right
See,
outside of.
so that's the first time you just checked outside of your lane, and it's 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
So I asked that question on purpose, right? Because like that was the point I was trying to get at, is how
Okay.
do you know what's going on?
Yeah.
So
It's
just
like
try
I'm
to get more
blindfolded.
information. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's like you're playing with blinders on, right? So like, you could literally, like, if I drew like a wall here and a wall here, nothing
Yeah.
would change in this game because you haven't looked outside of this area.
Yeah.
Um, so just try to gather more information. Okay, so why are you holding these creeps?
I'm trying to freeze it right outside of my tower.
Why?
I don't want it to push back to her
Okay,
and risk getting ganked by Lee.
okay, that's a valid reason. I'm just asking like why. I
Okay.
wasn't saying like you were wrong or anything. So that control word sucks. um, for the reasons that I explained earlier. Do you need me to re-explain them, or did all that make sense?
No, it makes sense. It doesn't provide a lot of vision.
Yeah. Good use of your Q there, by the way, to get that last Scrim minion. So I'm gonna relook at that because I'm pretty sure you can kill her here. Um, so when you're ahead,
Yeah.
yeah, I can raise his volume really quick. Okay, I increased it by like 25%, so that should be better. While you're ahead, you see how you're positioned here now?
Yeah.
You should be like this the entire time. You should be fighting for this creep. You should be fighting for your other melee. You should be fighting for this melee. Um, instead of being back here like you were earlier. Because
Okay.
you're ahead, right? You're farmed, you have really high CS, you have a kill, you have your items, you have a control ward, you have two pots, you have your ult, you have both summoners. The point is you have everything, right?
Yeah.
You have control of this lane. So you should be positioning aggressively like this the entire time. Instead of just getting to this point now. And honestly, you want to force on this cannon, not on this minion, because so what if you drop this minion? Like he should drop it anyway, but nobody's gonna like willingly drop their cannon. And you can actually force them out of the experience range if you position up here and blah blah blah. After this is aggroed on here, just some other stuff you could have done. But let's look at it. So you QW alt. That's fine. However, do you need to alt at this point?
I wanted to try and kill her. She
Mm-hmm.
was already chunked out, but I could have waited for another cooldown on QW because she would probably stay anyway, and then I would 100% kill her if she, for the next QW and ult.
Exactly. When you're ahead, you don't want to burn your flash aggressively,
Okay.
especially into like Ari Lee, because they like what if you blow your flash, like Lee Sin just comes behind you, kicks you, and then you get chain locked, chain stunned. Um, but when you're ahead, you don't want to be doing that. Instead, look, you QW'd her, and she lost like all of her health, right? Like look at her health bar. Oops. Okay. At this point, like she is 100% lethal range, like you just said. You will kill her on the next all in.
Yeah.
So you don't have to flash forward for her, because look, she's dead right now. Like, she either walks this way and bases, or she sits around, gets zoned, and has no map pressure. Those are her two options. So you don't have to kill her to kill her.
Okay.
Um, because once you blow your flash, it's like kind of greedy, and it sucks that you missed your Q or your E, because that she might have been dead. Um, but anyway, so now that happened, you have lane priority right now. So you should be looking to push or roam. Ideally, you push and roam. Um, so we'll see what you do here. Okay, so Ari's staying. Nice Q.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was, like brain freeze or some shit.
So Ari's staying, and you're pushing without vision now, and you just blew your flash. So you see right now during all this downtime, this is probably like 10 seconds or so. You could be getting a ward here, or here, and then on the next wave you can look aggressive like this and be up. But right now you don't have vision. Like you have this side controlled, but if Lee Sin's on this side, he can come in and do whatever he wants. And Ari doesn't have flash or alt, so it's not like she's a big threat to you. But this is like perfect downtime for you to go get that ward to then play aggressively in the future. Because if you don't get
Okay.
that ward, she's gonna base, she's gonna come back, and then she's full health with her alt again. And then now, since you're done flash, you can't play as aggressively if you don't have that ward. But if you have that ward, you can do whatever you want.
Like even if I don't have vision, like say I got um that ward on the top side, can I play aggressively if I don't have my bot side warded?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Bob. That like literally what I said would happen literally just happened, right? Like I'm like, Lee Sin can
Yeah.
literally just come in and kill you.
I actually like there. Like that was no joke. It's true.
No, I
Check my
believe you.
thing.
I believe you. But you see how warding there was like the better call. Like, see, I didn't even know what was going to happen, but I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, it
And
was kind of obvious.
yeah, that's the
Like
game sense that you need to develop is, hey, this is a great time to ward.
yeah.
Okay, so you're 82 CS at 10 minutes. Pretty good for this game, definitely. I think you would have been like 87 if you didn't miss some free CS. But this is pretty good, 82 at 10. Like if I got that, I'm perfectly content. Ideally, I would have had more ward control or more pressure over the lane or whatever, whatever, whatever. But you got your free kill, you got your free CS. Things went okay.
Okay, this is fucking disgrace to my family. This play.
Okay. So let's relook at it. Because you shouldn't die here. Um, so at this point, you should be cautious because you can't fight. Because remember what I said earlier about how each caster does 12 damage?
Yeah.
Now they do about 10. Still, it's the same thing. Um, because you don't have any armor. And she has 5 caster minions. So this is roughly, we'll go like 46 damage to like, it's somewhere in here, damage per second. And it's actually slightly less than a second, but it's like, it's about a second. Oops, I put CS. Um, so this means that if the fight goes on for 2 seconds, you will take 80 to 100 free damage. Okay? This is an extra W. Like, literally, this does more damage than her W. So you see, you should be looking at it like, hey, she has an extra W in this fight. Does that matter? And you have no summoners. And if you don't play like you did up here, you would have your summoners. Or if you don't blow your flash, you would have your summoners. So see how there's this like chain effect of I made one mistake, but it impacts the later in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of people they would look at this situation and be like, oh well that sucks. She just R'd at me, like GG no skill champion. But the mistakes that you made earlier, and then your positioning mistake here, directly cause this. And that's a fixable issue. So that's great. Super easy to fix. Um, so you need to clear some of these minions. That's good. You create an advantage right there. So now she's at 850 health or so, and you're at 1100. So you should be really happy right now. You just create an advantage. She has a lot of casters. You could freeze this. You could do whatever you want. Okay, but if we look what happens, you E, which is fine, to clear some minions, but then you walk towards her like this when you don't have your cooldowns because you just use your W.
Yeah. So I thought. So my thought process here was like she wasted her Q on the minion wave, and I could like poke her or some shit here with my Q
Mm-hmm.
because she has nothing else you can do, just W and E, and it isn't enough damage.
Okay, so that's good, but her Q's back up because you mistimed it. See, she's about to Q you again.
Okay.
She's a level above you, which it's only by literally one creep. Like if you kill these, you will level up, and you do level up during the fight. But she is a level
It's,
up on you at the start of the fight.
yeah. It's like a level between 8 and 9 a huge
Yeah,
difference.
yeah. Well, one level ever is a big difference. It's 500 or 600 gold of experience of stats.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so
I didn't
level leads are like really big.
I didn't think it was that much. Like
Yeah,
I know
definitely.
that 5 and 6 is like huge and like 10 and 11 is huge, but 8 and 9 it doesn't feel as huge.
Yeah, so I guess to kind of help you with that, do you ever play Echo?
Huh?
Have you ever played Echo?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how you can guaranteed kill the Q or kill the casters at level 9, no matter what runes you have.
Yeah.
Okay, well level 8 you can't do that if you don't have enough AP. So see how this one level makes a big difference in some stuff.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference here. So Ari, her E, it scales 0.25 seconds of CC per level. So at this point, she
Okay.
probably has what 4 point or 3 points in it, 2 points in it, 3 points.
Yeah.
So see how that this scales up like pretty fast, and it's 0.5, then it's 0.75 extra. So this is longer time, then this just means you get a guaranteed Q, and yeah, like this stuff does matter a lot. Um,
Okay.
but either way, you have no cooldowns, and she does, and you're walking towards a wall against Ari. Um, so it's especially bad against any skill shot champion because if you look at your Duke radius, it goes down. Like yeah, you have this and this and this. Like you have everything right now, but if you walk any closer this way, you lose your Duke radius because if you're there, let's say you're here now, you can only go this way, this way, this way. You cannot go this way anymore, right? So you're limiting yourself on the architecture as well
Yeah.
by walking there. But anyway, so you get charmed, all in, right? Okay. You still have no cooldowns.
Yes.
So that means you cannot throw your ball this way. Because she will do exactly what she did and just dash this way. Because you have no cooldowns. So you can't move your ball anywhere right now. Um, which is why this matchup can get brutal. Because she has so much mobility. And see, at this point, right before you're queuing, you can see this is an all in already. Right? You should know that. Because look where you
Yeah.
two are. She just blew her entire combo. She's going to all in you. And you have to go this way. So what does that mean? That means she has to go this way to catch you. So you should be saving your ult or placing it like here and ulting now to try to disengage and stall time for your cooldowns. But if you place it this way, you see, I'll draw in a different color. If you place it here versus here, it may not seem like a big difference. Is what, only 20 degrees or so? But that's a really big difference. Actually, that's more. It's like 40 degrees. It's a really big difference because if you put it here, which may not seem intuitive at first, you might be able to do something. But if you place it here, you can't do anything at all. See the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, yeah, you don't have summoners or anything, so it's just a bad trade overall. Small thing as well, pop both of your potions when you're doing that. You popped one. Just pop both.
Okay.
You should have enough for chapter. Yeah, cool. Okay, so it looks like their Lee Sin is just significantly better than your Mumu.
I think he gets a kill here. Oh no, she gets away with like 1 HP.
Yeah, unlucky. That's like the second time that's happened. Okay, why are you going top?
I was going to try and defend the tower.
Can you defend this turret?
Probably not,
Probably
but
not.
it's a desperate move.
If Lee Sin comes out of this bush, okay, you ward it.
It's a control word there.
Okay, Lee Sin's mid. Okay. So, um, you're too far forward, right? Because if you if you don't clear this wave,
Yeah.
it's going to push to you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be in a risky position where it's like this. Now, at this point, you are too far forward. When you see Lee Sin mid, it's a little bit it's more okay to stay here, but it's still really far forward. Like it's like greedy because like I said, this is going to push to you. She's going to clear this. And if you walk this way, she's going to clear these too. So you'll miss maybe like one of these creeps. That doesn't really matter. Um, and you should be paying attention to Sona. So Sona's been gone for like what? 3 seconds now, 4 seconds now, and behind you there's a control ward. So you have to be respecting that Sona could be here or Ari could be here, because Ari doesn't have to be mid because Lee Sin just pushed mid. And then at this point, if you auto this, it doesn't die. So what do you gain by walking forward like this slightly? Nothing. You gain literally nothing. So instead of walking this way, you should just walk this way. And then sit around here for a second and wait for this minion to come closer to you. Because every second that you're up here, look, you don't have this warded, and you don't have on the map any of this warded. Ari should be like this, like she could be like this. Sona, she could be doing like this, like she does. And you need to respect the potential of that, because like I said, you don't miss anything if you wait for these minions to meet like here. You literally don't miss anything because you'll just queue it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just greedy to go up to auto this minion, even for a second. You see, like if you don't take that step, you probably don't get hit by that. You trade 1 for 1 in a summoner when you're behind, so I think it's probably worth, but you don't have to die is the point.
Why all projects fuck off? Drop the BM, fucking master point there.
So you buy boots, you lose your mid turret. Okay. So at this point, you have to reassess your win condition. What is your win condition?
It's 7 to 11.
Well, right, it's 7 to 11, but they have 3 turrets over you, and they
Yeah.
won all of their lanes.
And Jax is really far behind, so our win condition isn't really good right now.
Right, but there is one. Do you know what it is?
It's me.
You are part of it.
Yeah. And Amumu
It's to group up and to fight
right now.
when they're not grouped. Yes.
Okay.
So like if you look at your bottom wave, you see how it's pushing?
Yeah.
Or should be pushing. If I okay, no, never mind. Did I read it wrong? I can't see it all, so. Oh no, Lee Sin comes. Okay, so see, right now is a point where you should try to force a fight, because somebody has to go bottom to answer this wave that's pushing of yours.
Yeah. But
And so
it's hard to communicate with monkeys, so.
Well, right, I agree with you, but like.
So it's kind of hard making getting everyone grouped because Jax is like, oh, I'm far behind. I want the farm.
But what if you get like 3 people grouped and then force a fight while there's 3 of you?
Yeah.
Because splitting isn't gonna help you guys win, because you guys are each individually behind.
Yeah.
You can keep trading 1 for 1, that works too, but you guys are pretty far behind. Also, I think you played that really well. I don't think you have to flash if you micro it better though. At the end, you do your combo perfectly there. You wait out your R, to refresh your cooldowns. You hit your E. The only thing is right here, as soon as you cleanse, you should be hitting Q, right? So like, see how you don't Q?
I waited a little.
You wait a little bit. So if you don't wait, you don't have to flash.
That's true. I shouldn't have autoed there. I tried autoing her and then queuing. I should have instantly queued.
Yeah, because she was low enough that you could just queue her.
Yeah.
And then Xayah flashed the wall for you, so you can't really help that. But I think that was a good engage. I liked it. It's aggressive. When you're behind, that's what you need to do. So good job. Just fix the micro mistake, I think. And it's not like, again, that's hard to do. It's just.
That one gets so enough flash.
Yeah, the Sona Okay, wait. So see what just happened? You guys just grouped and fought, kind of.
Yeah.
It wasn't a straight on 5v5, but you see how all of your team members are in one place, and like Riven's getting 6 farm top. So you guys just traded 1 kill and a turret because of Rift Herald for 3 kills. So you see how like you're gaining advantages by being grouped together, even though you guys are each individually behind.
Yes.
Okay, so if your team wasn't with you, instead they were both on the side lanes, and the jungler was farming the jungle, you would die because their team's grouped, and they would get more advantage, right? Like, so, like I said, it is hard, or like you said, it is hard to get them to group, but if you guys just fight together, even if it's like sporadically together, so like one of you and then like three of you, it still works. Because in essence, it's the same thing. Because Riven's just getting 6 farm top.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you're behind, pretty
So
much
is
just.
this?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask you. So when we're behind, it's a good strategy to just group up and try and get picks
Yeah,
or
exactly.
4v5s and shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you guys are too far behind individually to do anything. Like you're strong enough to kill your laner, but your top laner isn't, and your bottom lane isn't. So that means if you guys just go into lanes, you guys are gonna lose.
Okay.
Check this with your Q, because you should be dead right now.
Okay.
So first off, be here. Don't be here. Because of that reason I explained earlier, where right now your path is this, this, and this. And this one sucks. This one you can't do. So you only have 2 options. And this doesn't create distance. This creates negative distance. Assuming somebody's in this bush.
Yeah.
Okay, so now if you're here, you have this, 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 and this. Again, these don't create distance, but you can dodge a skill shot reliably. This creates distance, and this does not. So you see the difference in literally 1 step? Because having
Yeah.
that 1 step gives you a juke option.
Okay.
And then Q into this bush right here, because like honestly, like Lee should just be here like to kill your ass. It costs you 50 mana to Q it, so like just a lot safer. Okay, so you chose Haunting Guys. That's I think good this game. I think Haunting Guys is like almost always better. A slight bias, I think, but
Would you what would you choose if you had like 1500 gold? Would you choose a if they had no MR, would you choose Hunting Guys or the large rod?
guys,
Okay. Is that more damage?
yes.
Okay.
Assuming they don't have magic resist, it's more damage. And it gives you slightly more health, but your shield is slightly less. So I mean, usually that won't matter, but sometimes having that slightly larger shield matters a lot. So I don't know, but I would probably choose Hunting Guys, yes, because I'm aiming right now at this point to be getting double pen items and to try to burst their Zaya or their Ari, who is not building magic resist. Okay, so what are you doing right now? You just sat around for like 40 seconds right here doing nothing.
Huh?
Like right now, you've just been here like for like 40 seconds, literally like not moving at all. Like you're moving like like this and like this, but this doesn't do anything. If you're gonna be here, you might as well be here,
Okay.
closer to your team, or like top lane, they're fighting. You might as well be walking that way. Just walk in a direction. Pick one. It doesn't matter. The better call is bottom lane, but like don't just sit here.
Okay.
Because their team is doing stuff on the map like this. Even this, she's not doing anything, but she's threatening your bottom lane, or sorry, the bottom lane, and it's stopping you from going like this. So she's doing something by being in here, even though she thinks she's in fog of war.
Okay.
But you just don't do anything for like 40 seconds, so that's why I brought it up. I'm gonna play it out, then I'll go back through it. Because there's definitely some mistakes to fix here.
Yeah, I play that bad.
Yeah, I have a pen. Okay, so that's enough to see. So, um, let's look at it. So you shield the Mumu, cool. I would have cleared the wave first. Um, I think alting Riven is fine because your Jax is here. If Jax isn't here, it's probably not worth doing. Cause like Riven, she's like relatively tanky, right? Does killing her matter? And can you guys kill her? Because you guys have Janna, Orianna, and a Mumu. That's not like a ton of overloaded damage. Like you guys are actually really lacking on damage. So you need to be confident that you can do like 80% of her health. At least. Um so okay, they're really gonna bark at this point. Alright, so I'm gonna
The
pause for a second.
Ness is barking.
Yeah. I just closed my door to mute it a little bit. So I can just keep going.
It's fine.
Um so you're autoing, that's good. This is the first big mistake other than the alt, which I would argue is a mistake, but I think it's fine to do. So I don't know if it is a mistake, but like um right here and here,
Yeah.
you're walking into Riven when she's walking into a bush. Don't do that. I know she's really low, but she's Riven. And just board this bush instead, and then like go like this.
Okay.
So you see how instead of going like this on this path from here, if you go on this path, it is the same exact thing except you're at less risk.
Yeah, that's true.
Because your auto range right now it's like this, right?
Yeah.
If you're on this second path, which I will recolor, your auto range is like this. You can still auto this bush is the point. But she can't hit you ever. And even if she does some flash Q crap to get away, you're still in her range. Here or
Yeah.
here. Um so yeah, just try to position that better. I think you're a little hesitant on using your shield here. Like it was just up for a good like 4 seconds. You know when Lee Sin Qs, if he activates his second Q, the thing disappears above your head.
Uh, the eyes, you mean?
Yeah. So or it's not the eyes, it's like the indicator. You see it, it's like this like thing right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so see now look in another like half second. I'll pause it again. See how it disappears?
Yeah. Then
That means
it's
Lee Sin's coming to you. Yeah, so just
Oh, okay.
be prepared for that.
That's
And when Lee Sin cues you, at this point, you should be walking this way to try to get out of the range, right? Because the range is like this.
okay.
You don't want to get too close to Janna because then you'll kill her. But you should be walking this way or this way. Because you guys already traded 1 for 1. And you guys are losing top turret. So anything else that happens here, it can get really like bad, right? Because like if you die here, okay, then it's a potential 2 for 1. Because these two, they don't have damage to kill Lee Sin Ari. And you need to
Yeah.
defend your base because you're losing your base as well. So you guys don't actually want to continue this fight. Because you had to be the one to answer the top wave. Because Vayne can't answer it. She can't clear a wave. Janna can't answer it, and like Amumu can't really answer it either. So it's your job to recognize that you have to base and clear that wave.
My team has pretty much give up here.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I'm just trying to keep the morale up.
I just mute people.
Yeah, that should work as well.
But yeah, what you're doing is fine. You're just like encouraging them. Like you're not saying like, "Oh, great job, guys." You're just being like, "Oh, okay, this is gonna happen."
Yeah.
Yeah. So Darksteel, when that Lee indicator goes off, that's like how you can time an Orianna ult to stop the Lee ult. Because once you see the indicator's off, like he's coming at you, or you could ward jump away. But like that's how people like do stuff like that.
Okay. That's good to know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can actually stop Lee's kick if you ult like immediately when you see it off.
Okay.
Just a small thing, but okay. So right now, we're looking at the situation before Zai ults because I tried to pause this before she's ult, like before she even ulted. I didn't know she was going to ult. So at this point, who's your target?
Saya.
Okay, Zaya is the one that you want.
Yes.
What is your best ultimate right now?
My best alternate.
Yes.
Shockwave.
Yeah, your best shockwave. What is your best shockwave?
Um, the one that hits.
The one that hits. Yes, that is a good answer. Um, but your ball's right here. So you have two options. You can go one this way or two this way. Those
Yeah.
those those are two options you can go with your ball, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna blow your mind right here. You can win this fight by doing no damage. Okay?
What?
You would win your
Yeah.
team this fight if you do no damage in this fight.
Do I just keep my ball there or what?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
But is
You
that like they zone them or?
yes, I'm not trolling you. You shield them, you shield the Mumu, you drop your ball right here. You win the team fight 100% of the time. I don't know what else is going to happen, but you would win.
So I ult it over there.
No, you don't have to.
But I mean, it's only plat. They are factors. They will work over the ball anyway.
Well, then you ult it.
Okay.
But if you just drop your ball here, look what happens, okay? This splits the team fight in two, basically. If they walk into it, you ult them, and you get it free two-man ult.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's really smart actually.
This Vayne is going to come here, and Vayne will kill Zaya. Amumu will kill Zaya. Janna will kill Zaya.
Okay.
You've already shielded your tank,
But Janna deals like negative damage, so
but she CCs her, is the point.
yeah. Okay.
Um, you don't need to alter to win the team fight, is the point.
Okay. I should have like yeah. I shouldn't have ulted. That's true because I didn't know if her ulti was up or not. If I knew her ulti was down, I could have ulted, right?
Yes, then you can
Okay.
alter, but you should assume that it's up because it's she's gonna have 20% cooldown reduction, or well, her build sucks, but she should have 20% cooldown reduction, and like it's kind of long, but it's not really that long because she was just pushing top. She wasn't in the last team fight, so you should know that it's up.
True.
Um, so your two options basically are to QW her, or to put your ball in that purple or pink where I drew it. Um, but you see how you can literally win the team fight by doing zero damage.
Yeah. True.
So you should be thinking about things like that as Orianna. Not to say that's ideal, because ideally you would want to QW her or ult her to kill her immediately. But you can divide the team fight in two, like super easy. And that's one of the things that Orianna can do that other champions can't. Or like, see, imagine if you had your ult right now,
Yeah, I would have fucked them.
right? So if you have your ult right now, you shield a Mumu, you get a three-man ult.
True.
But
Yeah,
because
this team fight was on me.
I wouldn't say it was on you. I think it's on multiple people. But you definitely could have won this team fight
Okay.
by dividing it into two. Um, and then make sure you're popping your potion, and you get really greedy right here. Um, I know Riven's low, but you should never be pathing towards four people when you're like 30% health.
True.
So instead, you're right here. Keep pathing this way. If she comes into you, fine. But you can't create negative distance for yourself. Or rather,
Okay.
here. Especially, look at your cooldowns. You
Yeah.
have Q auto. That's all you have.
Yes.
Do you have enough damage to kill Riven if she shields?
Probably
Maybe.
not.
The answer is maybe. And then you have to ask yourself, is it worth the risk of me dying to take that chance? Now the answer is no. But is your QW enough to kill her? Maybe. Like, what does she have? 100 health? So, like, yeah. but it's not worth the risk.
Yeah, because right now I could have been here and cleared the wave
You could
instead.
have cleared this wave exactly.
Yeah.
Just QW it, walk away, clear the wave. You save some turret damage, which they decide not to take, but whatever. Um, and then once a Mumu says something like that, you just mute him. And then once Janna retaliate flames him, you just mute him too.
Yeah, yeah, that's the best option probably.
You've been positive pretty much all game to them, but they're still being super negative. So you just mute. You don't seem very tilty, but it's just not worth your mental health to deal with it. That is one of the biggest
Yeah.
things I've learned over so long of playing League. Just
I am by far the only one here knowing how to play this fucking move, man. Yeah, it's not worth it arguing with these people.
and then seriously they'll pop your potion because this has been the 13 fight where you haven't popped it, or you did but it ran out and then you need to pop another one or something like that. And then Void Staff is probably better than a Rabadon's here.
Why?
Void Staff does more damage than Rabadon's does.
Always.
Assuming they have greater than 56 magic resist on average.
Okay.
Um,
Then. But at this point of the game, like 20 minutes in, will
yeah,
like
because
the nature of the their scaling, will it have like above that the champions, even if they won't build magic resist items?
well, you have to consider it on average, right? Because you're not just hitting their carry;
Yeah.
you're hitting multiple people,
Okay.
and I don't know. I'll look the next time you hit tab, but you don't build for the moment; you build for the next item,
Okay.
right? Because
Yeah, they could have bought like
they could
magic
buy
resist
magic resist
items
in
in
that time that
advance.
you get your next item.
Yeah. True.
And I think you did the right thing there, by the way. Um, Going to that mini wave, Mumu shouldn't be dying there. Okay. So it looks like that's in the game, but I'll look at this again. So once you shield him,
Yeah, I don't know why he walked back. Oh, he was. Yeah, he was definitely dead there.
so at this point you could just ult him and keep walking away, or you could just not ult and keep walking away. But he is 100% dead here.
Yeah.
Unless he flashes and then Qs over your base wall. That's the only way he survives. Then he gets kicked away. He's 100% dead. So just let him die. But oops, you do the right thing here by walking this way, like this, instead of like this. Because this way you have no chance of getting hit by Lee Sin Q. Because no Lee Sin's gonna imagine that you're going this way. But let's say Lee Sin war jumps here and then Qs you this way.
Yeah.
That's what you're more likely to do. So I think your walking here is really smart. Okay, so actually it looks like there's one more fight. They take your base.
Yeah.
Alright,
Right
let's look at
now
it.
they're just fucking our base up. We just get more CS if two inhibs are done. That feels good.
I love that argument. Don't worry, guys. We're just getting more CS.
I've actually seen that argument before being used just to boost people's mentality.
No, that's an actual thing though. So I think it was Dignitas who did it. They let their top in him fall, or no, it was Echo Fox. They let their top in him fall, and then they just let Froggen AFK farm on Karthus for a year and a half, and then never engage. They never let them engage a fight by just constantly disengaging.
Damn.
So, that is a legitimate strategy if you're playing in a team. If you're playing in
Yeah.
solo queue, dropping two
But
inhibs
solo queue
no.
is yeah, it's just headless fucking chickens walking around.
Yeah, good ult. I think you hit a minion there, but you killed her anyway.
I think at this point, our, my team is just trolling. Wait. No, maybe it's later in the game.
Okay, so right now you would
Yeah.
have a void staff, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. It's much cheaper.
So you would get your item faster,
Yes.
and it would be stronger. And your farm's still good, by the way. It's 225. That's pretty good. Okay, it's a 45, and they're in your bottom
Yeah.
jungle.
Yeah,
You sh-
that's what I'm trying to tell them right now.
so instead of being here, you should just be here because like Sona's walking this way. You could have
Yeah.
caught Sona. You could have caught Sona.
I can't
Eh,
kill her with just QWE, right?
You might be able to actually, but even if you don't kill her, you could force a flash. Your team would be pretty close to you, etc. You should be shielding a Mumu there.
Yeah, that was bad. I thought he would like go on her still, but my reaction time is like 5 seconds, so was that ult bad?
Yes, I'll explain why in a second after this all goes down.
I should have known her ult was up because
Yeah, so I'll explain when that's a good alt and when that's a bad alt because
okay.
that is a legitimate alt, just not in this game right now. Okay, so at this point, how do you win the fights?
Mm, I get a good ult.
You get a good alt.
Yeah,
You guys are
and many
grouped and they're
people.
split.
Yeah,
That's it. Those are your two options. So once you get this QW, right? You should
yeah.
be happy because you got a QW on an immobile target, and she's half health. If you kill Zaya here, does it matter? Yes. Does it matter
If she dies here,
if you trade your alt for her alt?
no, because my ult is more valuable.
Exactly. So your alt is more valuable here.
Yeah,
Now let's say in a different game, okay, this Zaya is like 10 kills and she's the one solo carrying their team, and their team comp is like Ivern and Janna, right? Let's say that's their team comp.
yeah,
And then you alt and you trade alts like this, and it's like an even game. Does it matter then?
yes, because then
Yes.
it will be worth.
Because then
Because
she's very susceptible to dying. She's half health. They have to back off pressure, etc. So in
yeah,
some scenarios, this is a great ultimate. In this scenario, where it's a 2v3 or 2v2, and she's going to dodge it, and you guys are behind, is blowing it good? Probably not. So let's say you don't alt this, like you could all like now or something, right? And then like save Jax, and the game doesn't probably end, I imagine. Yeah, like see if you had your all like right here, like that'd be really handy.
yeah, true.
Okay, so I imagine that's the end of the game. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
So, um, you played really well actually for the most part. Like most of the stuff you did was pretty good. Um, what questions, comments, or stuff that I didn't do you have?
let me think a little.
Yeah, sure.
Do I deserve challenger?
Is that a serious question?
No,
Okay.
actually, I have to think. 1 sec. Um, yeah, actually, I try. A lot of people do like QRW combo on Ori, but I tried and QW ult is actually faster.
Yeah. You QRW to get more damage onto more targets. And
Okay, but can't I do like QW ult instantly?
yes,
Because if you do QRW, it's gonna be delayed.
yes. So it's a trade off that you're taking. You either do more damage to more targets potentially, or you have the potential to lose damage because they can flash away or it's not instant, etc.
Okay.
And if you QWR, sometimes it's easier to hit the ult depending on how far they are from your ball. Like so, if like your ball's like right here, and then like if this is the range, if the enemy's like here, and if you QW, it's probably going to hit. If you don't QW, then they might actually get out of the range in that time. Um, depending on the champion and all that kind of stuff. So there's some trade offs to the two, but they're both legitimate and valid.
Okay.
But in terms of
Um,
that VOD, was there anything that you felt I didn't cover that you wish that I did? Like, did I not talk about laning phase enough? Did I not talk about warding enough, or do you think I just covered the stuff all enough?
I think the wording part was really good, and but when I'm like, you said that when I'm actually just freezing outside of my tower, I should just go for the low priority wards because I don't have time to go another place, you know?
If you haven't created the advantage, yes.
Okay.
But like here, I'll show you an example of when you can get a high priority ward. So right here, right before you die again, or die for the first time. At this point, you're ahead, and you can freeze them out because look at your wave. This wave is going to take forever to die to the turret, which means they're going to
Yeah.
build a mini wave, and it's going to bounce to you, and it'll be 4+ casters. You can freeze him out with this. And this time, you could be taking to go like this and ward this, or you can go like this and ward this. But
Okay.
instead,
But is it worth?
oh, good.
Okay. Is it worth like freezing and shit like I'm doing when my team is so behind? Shouldn't I be trying to
Yeah,
push and roam instead?
you should be looking to push and roam, but your team's not that behind at this point. Only your Jax is behind.
Okay.
I mean, your bottom lane's like slightly behind, but like it's 4-4, and both turrets are up on the side lanes, so like it's not like the advantage is that large.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, so yeah, but like there, what do you get there? You get a QW on Ari, and that's it.
And that I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think you got like one turret shot or like one auto. So like
It's one order closer to bring it down.
you're right. You're not wrong. However, you are a
Yeah.
thousand health from being alive.
Yeah. You gotta stay positive, man.
But yeah, you should be using that time to just do something else because let's say you get two autos there. Is the risk reward of two autos worth it?
No,
Probably not.
because it doesn't give you gold.
Exactly. Um, cool. So do you have any other questions?
Um, let's see here. Was my laning good, like for plat?
Yeah, definitely. I thought you CS well. You used a ton of Orianna concepts. I think you could have been a little bit more aggressive, but you identified what you needed to do in the lane. You just got a little greedy by like blowing your flash, for example. Going up for those two autos. But like overall, yeah, your laning phase was pretty good.
Do I deserve diamond? That is a legitimate actually.
Yeah, that was D5 worthy, 100%.
Okay, fuck. It's my teammates bringing me back then.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, let me see here. What
No, but
else?
but be serious on that question. Like you have a 60% win rate on Orianna. Like you will get to D5 if you keep playing Orianna.
Okay.
Um, if you keep playing Vlad, maybe not. So you're sub 50%. Victor, it's 50%.
Uh,
Um,
Actually, my Victor, I was number 10 uh, at uni server like a year ago.
I believe it.
No, it's true. Search,
No,
go search
no, I
Mega
was
Knight
serious. I said I believe it. Come on.
EU. No, man, like, do you really believe it?
Yeah, I believe you.
Oh, well, why do you
Um,
believe it? I'm on a like 49% win ratio in that champion.
yeah, but it's because LOL skill is weird. That's why I believe it.
Oh, okay. But I actually was Diamond 1 uni.
Yeah, the servers definitely have a skill difference.
Yeah, it's true. They're all garbage, man. Like they play like legitimately. I think the silver, no, diamond in uni is like gold in US.
I believe it. Like I'm not kidding.
Yeah, it's true. Like I played it yesterday against the fucking diamond 2 German, and he was so retarded. Like he couldn't gank for shit. He only AFK farmed his jungle and played his team. You know.
But yeah, so to go back to that point, like if you keep playing the champions that you're good with, you will
Yeah,
climb. Like see, like if you keep playing Vi, maybe not. It's sub 50%, not by much, but like your KDA is not that good. Probably just not that comfort liner. You know, your Hecarim, your KDA sucks. You have a 30% win rate. You've won 3 games out of 10 games. Like that sucks. Master
yeah,
Yi, see 3 games out of 9 games. But
yeah,
you see,
really
if
bad.
you keep playing Graves and you keep playing, I don't know, is this Jungle Quinn or is this Top Quinn or
It's top lane.
okay,
It was
Top Quinn.
back
Okay.
when Lethality Queen was really good.
Oh, okay. Well, so then you're a broken abuser. But anyway, if you keep playing the stuff
Yeah,
that's like good, then you'll climb.
okay. I'll keep spamming Victor and Orianna.
Yeah, definitely. Um, cool. Any other questions, or can I end the VOD?
I think that covered smoothly. I learned a lot. Thank you.
Cool. So I'm gonna restart really quick.